Hello there again. Nothing's the matter, friend. I just wanted to check in on you again. Well, I don't need a reason to swim by and visit a friend, right? Oh, it's no trouble at all, really. Besides, I truly do enjoy hanging around you the best I can. I know that I can't really get on shore to do human things with you, but I'm perfectly happy hearing all about it from here on the shallows. I'm comfortable here, resting my head in my hands and my chest on the sand. It really isn't all that bad, human. I know you said that it was too cold for you before, but you should give it a try. Or perhaps it's that you're scared of being washed away by the tide? If that's the case, perhaps I could help you feel safer if you aren't confident in your swimming. You can trust in me. I did carry you all the way back from your wreck after all. The temperature of the water never really posed a problem for me. I think it might just be that I'm used to it. Oh, but you might get used to it as well if you spend enough time in the water with me. I'll make sure to hold you tight and give you my blessing so you can't possibly drown. And you wouldn't even need to worry about the sea creatures or anything, since oftentimes they leave us merfolk alone. I'm not sure why, but I believe I heard that it has something to do with the order of the sea, or something. The natural balance of the domain, or some other rambling in the scriptures that I had shoved down my throat the last time I got into trouble. Well, the reason that I say most is that there are some creatures which are born to hunt. The sharks, crocodiles, and other culling creatures are built to maintain the natural balance of things. They are a necessary part of the world we have beneath the surface of the water. Though I'm doubtful that the sharks will pose any threat to us. Of course, even if they did attack, I'm more than capable of protecting us. Merfolk are inherently blessed with the ability to control most sea life and the waters we inhabit. And the dark? How silly of me to forget. Most humans can't open their eyes in the salt waters, and even if they could, most are unable to see anything if they go too deep or if it is nighttime. Don't worry about that either. As it was with the ritual to grant temporary water breathing, there is a ritual to offer our vision as well. Nothing quite as intrusive as a kiss, luckily. I wouldn't want you feeling uncomfortable for our swim if you end up taking me up on that offer. Of course, I'd be happy to explain. Now let's see. Here we are. A loose scale from me. Keep that in your pocket. If you wish to be granted true sight in the darkest of depths, place one of these scales anywhere on your skin, and it will temporarily become a part of you. Then you shall be able to see even at the lowest points of the abyss. Mind you, that's a place we won't be visiting, I'm afraid. Only the strongest of my kin can visit places such as this. Yes, the abyss is the name for all the deepest, darkest places of the waters of the world. There are great beasts of terrible power, occult beings from bygone eras, and entire sunken civilizations cursed to live beneath the waters by gods of yore. It is beautiful in its own right, but fearsome to traverse through. The only reason any merfolk would even dream of visiting the abyss would be to gather powerful materials or artifacts, or, if they were foolish enough to visit, naive to the dangers that lurk there. I've been there only once, when I was far younger, maybe a few 100 years ago. Though I only got to see the peaks of seastone towers peering from the dark, murky below, before being driven off by sentient seaweed. At first I thought it was some errant current that had swayed the foliage into a frenzy of sorts, but then it started to follow me, and before I even had a chance to react, it had begun to wrap around my wrists, my neck, my chest, my eyes, a bitter vine creeping its way over the top of my head and pulling me down towards the blackness. The only reason I could escape was thanks to an old friend of mine. He cut me loose of my bindings and we swam fast as we could to the surface, never to return unprepared again. Yes, of course. I'm an adventurous creature and far too inquisitive for my own good. But I was terrified. I thought I'd be captured by some occult being that would use me for some black magics or a ritual of some sorts. But besides that, there are beautiful places too, you know. Do you think you could come closer for a while? Yes, I brought you some treats from the sea. I brought some prawns, crabs, fish, scallops, urchin, and edible seaweed. I'm sorry that I can't help you cook them. We merfolk just kind of, well, we eat them raw. That and cooking requires fire, and fire doesn't work so well when you live under the water. Maybe sometime you'll have to be the one to teach me. Yeah, maybe I could flop onto the shore a little further when the birds aren't pecking at me, and I can lie down and use my hands to help cook. Hopefully the cookware and cutlery I brought you from the wrecks is coming in handy. They were nearby, but I'm just sorry I couldn't get you anything better. I'm glad to hear it. But yes, here is your food, since I'm sure that you're getting a little bored of bananas and coconuts. Hopefully they'll be to your liking. You know, it's really nice to be here with you, sharing stories and snacks. Though I'm sorry you have to see me eat the way I do. I know humans are far more neat during meals than merfolk. But yes, as promised, a few beautiful places in these waters. There are corals just off the shallows of this island, teeming with sea life. Fish darting in and out from the bright pink of the coral shelves. And between the vibrant, healthy seagrass, there are so many beautiful colors that it would look like what you humans call a painting, no matter where you look. There's so much to explore in them. Sunken wrecks which crashed upon the sandbars or met their ends hundreds of years ago. And that's one place I want to take you. This old Dwergar vessel that was struck down by the Beast of Dool, an enormous demigod of lightning and thunder in the northern reach. It's a massive ship that even I still haven't fully explored. And it's full of the things that humans like a lot, so I wanted to take you there. Yes, gold, swords, armor, and other neat little things. I have no use for them myself, so you can have them. Maybe when you build a boat to get you out of here, you can use them. And then maybe come back someday to tell me about it. But until then, I'm going to enjoy my time with you. Humans are really pretty, you know, and so fascinating with the walking, running, and climbing, things that we don't really have to do in the water. It will be difficult for you to swim through the currents if you take me up on my offer, but I'm naturally stronger than most humans, so I can hold you close and carry you through the difficult spots. You can trust me. I'd never let any harm come to you, especially not in the water. On land, I'm about as useful as a fireplace at the bottom of the sea, I'm afraid. Oh, don't you remember? The scale I gave you will grant you the ability to see everything as I see for a while. And if worst comes to worst, I have plenty of my own scales I could give you just in case. How do I know it works? Well, humans used to hunt us for these scales, for their armor and potions. Sometimes I forget that humans can't see when the sun goes down or if there's somewhere the moon can't reach them. And in places like where I live, the only way to see anything is with magic. But that's no matter. I know you have a good heart inside of you. Otherwise, I'm sure you might have made some attempt at ending me by now, right? I have good intuition about these things, and I think you're no exception. But for now, do you think you could show me a cooking? Oh, how to cook. Okay, how to cook then? Could you show me how you cook? I've always wondered what things taste like when they're in the fire. Wait, so you don't eat them in the fire? Then what's the fire for? Ah, I see. Well, then maybe I could help you cook the bananas or something? You don't cook bananas. Why not? Is it because it comes from a tree?